All right, let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. He is the great Z. I don't even mind. It's cold. Sun's out. We got a game on Sunday. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Down with the sun. Give me some sun. That's all you need. It's safe.
By the way, last night, very entertaining, and I'm sorry that we were not on the right side of the scores, that one. But I'm happy for the Lions because I do like the Lions. I think that I was very, I like both of those organizations.
Me too.
It was kind of a fun one to watch. I kind of knew, and I'll be honest with you, it was too late to do anything about it, but I did say this to Miss Kay. Because we were doing the Stefanski show 7 to 8, so I didn't know. I wasn't keeping up on who's in, who's out.
Yeah.
But when I finally flipped the game on, and I think it was 8:01.
Yep.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, Amon Ra's playing." I was like, "They're gonna win."
Oh, they got buy-in.
Yeah,
if he's playing, they got buy-in. Here's when
they threw the first pass of the game to him. I'm like, they're
good.
They're
it's kind of like last week in Ann Arbor when Ohio State went for Jeremiah Smith and Cardinal Tate first two throws. It was like, we still have these guys. It didn't go well. They one incomplete, one interception, but it was a little, we've got these two, so you're gonna have to contend with them. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The decision from, as Herbie kept calling him, Shoddy. I've never heard him refer to a coach by a nickname incessantly like he did.
Yeah.
I've listened to him call more games than anybody, I swear to God, over the years. And I've never heard him refer to a coach by a nickname like that. But I thought Shoddy's decision, Brian Schottenheimer's decision, to kick the field goal, rather, on 4th and 4, 17-6 is the score. You get it coming out of half. As he's doing it, you're saying to yourself, okay, I think in the old school way I kind of get it. Like, you're going to kick a field goal, it's going to be 17-9, and you're going to get the ball. It's a one-score game, go tie it up after half. Feel good about yourself. Sound thinking there. But Prescott was so pissed off about it. It's 4th and 4. At that point, CeeDee Lamb was still in the game and had 120 yards receiving and 6 catches up until that point. He was uncoverable up until that point. He was uncoverable until he suffered the concussion. But with 40-some seconds, I think there was 44, the other flip of that is you're giving the ball back to that offense.
Hey, you don't get it. You could be 24-6, and you're like, well, how did that just happen?
Right. And it ended up being they kick the field goal, 17-10. You kick it off. They go bing, bong, 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 bong. And all of a sudden, same score as it was before any of that happened.
They get a field goal. Yep.
And there's no right or wrong answer on all of it. Sometimes it's just football gods and the luck of the draw on all of it. But like Prescott, and I know you can't let players that you can't let them sway you, but Prescott's reaction to that made me think that they had to play for 5 yards.
Yeah, but then to give him credit then is in the third quarter when faced with pretty much the exact same situation. I'm pretty sure it was 4th and 5.
Yeah.
And they were down at that point. They were down 17. They were down 3 possessions, so they needed a field goal.
Yeah.
He went for it. They ended up scoring. So he maybe adjusted to that.
He maybe did, yeah.
In the second part of the game. The Pickens thing was weird.
Pickens thing was very weird.
And the reason I say it's weird is because I don't even know how to read it. If frustration is my guess. He saw that he was getting doubled. Once CD went out, he got doubled everywhere he went.
Every time. Yep.
And so maybe he was just frustrated by that. But somebody's got to be in his ear and is like, listen, brother, you're playing in a manner in which you're going to get $30+ million a year to go be the number one somewhere, maybe in Dallas, but you're going to get 30. Like, he was looking like a 30, maybe he was looking like a top paid receiver type of a guy.
Very much.
And then when you pull stuff like that, then people go, oh yeah, this is a guy that Mike Tomlin couldn't get along with. And then I think he cost himself some money in that game.
I think that's without question.
Which is because he's supremely talented.
Right. But like, you don't know this is the thing that's troubling that sometimes is hard, and we've used that word before on the show, humanalytics. Like, you don't ever know what's going on inside of somebody's head, right? So up until that point, he had been a great citizen all year, really, in Dallas.
Yep.
Right? But there's a reason he fell in the draft the way that he did. It wasn't because of his talent, right? There's a reason that Pittsburgh sent him packing. It wasn't because of his talent. Would Pittsburgh be a better team with him? Of course.
Yes.
Of course they would be. But there was also the rest of it that they had to deal with him, and they were put in the position of having to probably make a decision of, if we keep him, we are going to have to decide what we're going to pay him. And we are not going to break the bank to pay him because we know what's going on off the field and sometimes on the field.
Yep.
So we're in a position where I don't think we're going to do that. We're not doing that deal with him. We got to get something back. So that's why they make the move. And now that problem is Dallas's.
Yep.
And so the good news for Dallas is with behavior like this, maybe the market won't be as robust for him as it would have been previously. So maybe that's good news if you're Dallas.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I would imagine this might be, and maybe I'm being hyperbolic, but of a regular season, I would have to think this is one of the most watched regular season prime games.
I think
just a regular Thursday, not a Thanksgiving Thursday. I think this has to be one of the most watched regular season prime games ever.
I would, if betting were kosher for us, I would bet a great deal that it's the highest rated prime ESPN or prime game. I can't.
It's hard to say because probably you want to say prime time. Yeah. Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. I got to do the Amazon. I would bet a great large sum that it's the highest rated Amazon Prime game ever.
Yeah, and you know everybody's watching.
Yeah.
So like, don't do that. And by the way,
don't do that.
I was impressed he finished the game. Did you see on his first catch where the Lion guy got hurt? He got like kind of hit into his knee, and it knocked Pickens in the air. Pickens fell with his left arm trapped behind his body, and when he fell on the shoulder, his arm went in a very unnatural way up. I thought he might be like toast my ghost right there, and he was not. He was a tough guy, but that to me was just a wild thing to do under those circumstances.
Yes.
And whatever it was some type of protest that he was protesting something. That's what it felt like. Maybe it was just like annoyed that they're, double teaming me everywhere. Whatever it was. That was I think he cost himself some money. Now I think some people might be happy about it because to your point, but man.
Yeah, it is. On the Detroit side of it, you're right. When the Amon-Ra stuff happens and you're like, okay, you feel very good about that. You never have to question their give a damn. They always play so hard. It's just the injury stuff, and they get another one today. Brian Branch, defensive back, done. He tore his Achilles last night, so that's yet another injury for them after last year they were just littered with injuries. It just sucks for them because this is, when healthy, they are no doubt a Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
They've got a quarterback who's been there, and now it's just the second straight year where the injury bug just continues to get them. They're sitting there at 8-5. Buddy, how many teams in the NFC rather, do you think are at least 3 games over 500? At least 3.
There are 3 such teams in the NFC North. You said the NFC or AFC?
NFC.
NFC. There are 3 in the North.
Yep.
There's, I believe, only 1 in the East. Would be the Eagles. There are 3 in the West.
Yep.
And there are 0?
Nailed it. Yep. 7. There are 7 teams in the NFC, 3 games or more over 500.
That's going to be the playoffs.
There's only 7 spots, and one of those spots is going to the NFC South.
Yeah, so one of those teams is
one of those teams is not getting in. So either, and by the way, that doesn't, and Dallas isn't in that mix because obviously they're not. Their only path is the playoffs. So either Philly, of the teams that are at least 3 over, either Philly, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, Rams, Seahawks, or Niners is not making the postseason.
Who's out right now?
Playoff. Let's see. Right now, the out is Detroit. So if it started right now, it would be Rams and Niners.
So Niners are the 7.
Niners are the 7. Rams are the 2. The 3 would be Philly. The 6 would be Green Bay. The 5 would be Seattle. The 4 would be Tampa. I'm telling you what, dude, that 5 seat's where it's at because you're playing that NFC South. And then right now the 1 is Chicago. I mean, that's where you want to be, is that 5 spot.
Yeah.
Be the best team to not win a division.
Yeah.
You got to play a road game, but that's it.
Playing Tampa right now is significantly easier than the Rams having to play the Niners.
Yeah, no kidding. And by the way, in L.A., but not a home game.
Yeah.
Because you know how the Niners go to
that's also makes, if Detroit were to get in as the 7, the Rams, that's a tough draw for them too, for the Rams, because Detroit in a dome is just a significantly better team.
There's not a single doubt that if you were the Los Angeles Rams, if I were the Rams, I would rather be the 5.
Yeah, let Seattle win.
And let Seattle win that division. Take your division crown, and I'll be the 5, and I'll go through Tampa Bay and Chicago. Sold.
Yeah.
Book it.
Now, if you're the Rams, the other thing you're thinking about is there's no way Chicago's going to keep this up.
Probably
and we're going to be the 1 seed.
They really should be if they didn't lose to the stupid Panthers last week, like bozos.
I think that you have something to do with that. I think there's something cosmic at play.
I don't want to talk about it, really. Here's where we are, kids.
In the words of Bobby Brown, that's your prerogative.
That's your great song.
Great song.
That's a great
We
song.
took a road trip to Tucson when I was a kid, and I had just gotten that cassette.
Of course you did.
And I played it to the point where my father declared that it was his prerogative to never hear that song again.
No headphones for little Z in the back?
No, that
Just
was
in
the
He
tape deck
allowed you to put it in the tape deck?
for
The
not
yoke
long.
was not as
No.
tight as I thought.
So the reason
I'll be damned if I was putting like Michael Jackson Thriller in the tape deck of my dad's car.
So the reason I got it
no chance.
The reason I got it in the tape deck, as I recall, and my mom might be listening, she could recall, is that the AC in his car had broken down, and we were going to Tucson, so we actually had to rent a car to go.
Okay.
And because it was the rental car, I don't know that I'm trying to remember if he had a tape deck. But I was like, it was whatever it was a different, better stereo system than we had. So I was like, come on, I got to hear it. I got to hear it in this. And so we got to hear it, and it didn't. I don't think we made it out of the Bay Area before it was shut down. Yeah, is that a Razor Ramon right there? Oh, baby, that's the opening.
So
It's
good.
the same opening as Razor Ramon's theme. I didn't know that. I forgot the opening. It's a great song.
Yeah,
This was really peak.
it really was. He was living his best life. I mean, Whitney Houston, come on. Very strong.
Everybody's talking.
So good. All right, your final practice of the week has wrapped up. Your final injury report of the week is here as well. Out for this week, Teller and Conklin, Bates and Huntington all are out. Did Jack improve at all through the week in the protocol? Did we see anything with him, or just
Even if he did, it
We wouldn't
wasn't to the point that he was going to be able to perform.
all right? So then your questionables become Devin Bush, who returned to practice today. Mason Graham.
Devin Bush, I feel very good about it.
Mason Graham said, quote, "I'll play on Sunday." So
He did
that's
say that.
all you need to know. Mike Hall Jr., Isaiah McGuire, and Dylan Sampson is the way that shut
By the
out.
way, as well, no injury designation for Alex Wright.
Yeah, which is great.
Good to go.
That's great.
Great news.
Is there not an injury designation on Deshaun?
He is out.
Okay.
But, I mean, he's not active. I didn't put it in there.
All right. Very
So.
good. Very good. All right. So now that we have this shakeup up front on the offensive line, how is this going to shake out up front to protect Shador and to road grade for one Quinshon Judkins?
So you're going to get KT Leviston at right tackle, who's a very good run blocker, and you are going to get, in addition to that, you'll get Tevin Jenkins at right guard, and those will be the changes.
So we Leviston and Jenkins on the right side, 8th different starting offensive line combination for us this season.
Yep.
For the Tennessee Titans, Lloyd Cushenberry, that's a great name. Jalen Armour Davis are out. So there you go on that. This one is, in terms of the broad strokes of this one, there's a couple of things that are very interesting. Number one, this is probably the last game this season we'll be favored in, is my guess. And with that comes the opportunity to entertain the home fans and all of that. But beyond it, there is a chance for history for Myles Garrett. I see on ESPN's homepage there's a story about Myles and his chase for immortality that comes with it this season. This is an offensive line and a quarterback that takes sacks. He's going to have a big opportunity to potentially set that record. He's at 19, right?
Hey, they've been sacked 48 times.
Yeah. So he needs
4 a game.
He needs, what is it,
4.
22 and a half?
He needs 4.
So he needs 4. Which is crazy that we're like, yeah, he can get it.
Well, he's done it twice already this season.
No, I know, but like just saying that is nuts. Like as if it's like normal. Yeah, go get 4 sacks.
Say-
Totally normal. Okay.
He's made the
done it.
absurd
I know.
normal.
Yeah, he really has. So on that side of the ball, there is that. the other thing that's really interesting here is if you had gone back to the NFL scouting combine in February, walking into that, you would have said these were the number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft.
Yes, right, and they're going to get to play each other.
They're going to get to
each
play
other, and
yeah.
They worked out together. Remember, they were doing those videos together,
Oh, yeah.
and so I think it's funny how you feel like it's not really even being talked about it to the level that it should be. This game has a little juice for draftniks. It's got some juice, obviously, for draft implications of it. It's got the Myles Garrett. I think that's the biggest piece. And, people are so focused on the sack one. I think the fact that, he gets 2 tackles for loss in this one, becomes the second player ever to have 30 tackles for loss in a season. And he would be on pace. He's had a couple games where he's had 5-6 tackles for loss. If he throws one of those up there, he's going to go into the 40s, which is without precedent.
No. JJ's 39.
Yeah, and think about
and
this.
He's the only guy over 30 is JJ.
You could take Myles Garrett, who led the NFL in tackles for loss in 2024, and you could take Max Crosby, who led the NFL in tackles for loss in 2023, and add those 2 seasons up, and it totals 45.
Man. And he could get there on his own.
I mean, he's going to have to go a little bit.
He's going to have to go nuts. But
not really. He's got to average basically, he's at 28. He'd have to average 4 a game.
Yeah, 5 left, right?
5 left. He'd have to average
3 plus.
3 plus.
Yeah, right.
That's doable. He's averaging
Very
right now
doable.
more than 2.
Yeah.
He's 2 plus right now.
Yeah. It's a remarkable season. It makes me happy that people are talking about it. I know the national broadcast talked about it a lot last week. I'm sure it'll be in the broadcast again this week. The My Cleats, My Cause thing, like all of those things. I think the NFL has done a really good job. Obviously, this season has not gone the way that we had wanted it to go, and so with that comes, sometimes a chance for your team to be playing football games in a closet because no one's seeing them. And it takes something extraordinary for people to pay attention to it. And this is that. Because this is something that has been the topic of conversation around the league. It's been a conversation on the broadcast for the last couple of weeks. It will be again this week, and now some of the people starting to write about it as well. It's a good job out of NFL media being aware of what's going on, even for teams who aren't in the mix.
It is, and the sad thing is that I think I've said it, and I know some other people who have said it as well, that what's really sad about this is if the Browns were 9-3, I think that he is legitimately an MVP candidate this year. If the Browns were 9-3, I think that he might even be the favorite to be the MVP.
What would be I agree with you on that. I mean, I think it would be him and May and Stafford. In order for him to be it's not going to happen just because our record isn't what it needs to be. But I think even if we were, let's say, I think a good doppelganger for this is Dak Prescott, who the Cowboys lost last night, obviously, so they dropped to 6-6-1. But they're in the mix. Like if we were 6-7 or 7-6, and the offense was still a struggle the way that it has been all year, then I think you'd have it too.
Yep.
It's really just, we've had those special teams blunders. We've just had a couple of things here or there that if you just had a couple more wins, it's not even it has to be crazy. But if you take those, we played 12 games. If you're 6-6 right now, even 5-7, I think that there's a real chance that you hear the MVP stuff.
I think if we're 6-6 and we go, let's say we go on to win this division for the first time in franchise history, I think he would be the MVP.
He'd be right. Yeah.
Last time a defensive player was the MVP,
Lawrence Taylor,
1986.
LT.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1980.
Did he share it or did he own it? Like all by himself?
All by himself.
Can you imagine that?
That was it. And I'm trying
what was his stats in 86?
Let's see.
Well, were they keeping track of tackles for loss?
I'm pulling it up right
at that time? I don't think they were. Because that was always the beef of Deacon Jones on the sacks.
Yeah, they weren't keeping track of it. In 1986, he had 20.5 sacks.
Jeez. He had 20.5. Dude. In that era, when it was mostly heavy run.
He was first team All-Pro 8 out of his first 9 years, and he was first or second team All-Pro 10 straight years. He won Defensive Player of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year in 1981. By the way, that's the last time a single team has had both of those. He won Defensive Player of the Year again in 1982. He won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year again in 1986. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, 1-time MVP, 8-time first team All-Pro, 10-time total All-Pro, 10-time Pro Bowler. I mean,
yeah, he's. You can make an argument.
Miles has it. That's how crazy.
That's how crazy it is, though.
That if we were winning, Miles would have that opportunity to do that. To put in perspective, he wins the MVP. The '86 Giants go 14-2.
Wow,
that was the year. Oh man! So they won the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl. That's when they beat the Broncos in the Super Bowl, like 38-19 or something like that.
Close, really close, 39-20. That's the one where they beat the Niners 49-3, and Joe got hurt.
Was it Jim Burt?
Yeah, sure was.
Didn't he land on him?
No, that was the one where Jim Burt got him.
Was that later?
That was later that one was in San Francisco.
Was that like
he's rolling out right and Burt gets him from behind and falls on him? Yeah, this one he gets knocked out early in this game. Early. Joe Montana in this game, 8 of 15, 98 yards, 2 picks.
Wow.
And then gets knocked out by Jeff Kemp. Jeff Kemp takes over and goes 7 of 22.
Jeff Kemp?
Jeff Kemp took over.
That's why they went and got Steve Young. We can't let this happen
can't let
again.
Jeff Kemp go.
Let's go get Steve Young to back up Joe. We can't keep doing this.
Let's see who.
Not gonna have this happen again.
Man, isn't that just wild?
That is, yes, that is quite wild. The it must have been a year where they really slung it around. Marino led the league that year, 47-46 passing yards, but just 60% completions, 44 touchdowns, 23 picks. Bernie was actually fourth in the league, 58% completions, 38-54, 17 and 10. It was just such a different sport.
Such a different sport
at that time. So, yeah, that is
how about it?
Wild. Yeah, but that's what's at stake. So look, it's going to be a fun one, and an opportunity to see this team, and another massive data point for Shedeur Sanders to make a case that, hey, don't worry about it. I got you covered at quarterback going forward. So an opportunity for him. He's gotten better and better with each start and expect that to continue. Big congratulations to the Avon Eagles. They are going to be back-to-back Division II state football champions, beating Cincy Anderson 37-20. That is a remarkable story. Their path was brutal to get to this point, and nobody was really too close to them. They smashed Walsh. And a really impressive win. That program is elite. My nephew is out there on that program, a sophomore, Braden and those boys. So congratulations to those guys. But man, that's a load of an accomplishment.
I mean that's Mike Elder,
that's
their
coach?
head coach. He started off on the east side. Maybe he was out in Perry, or somewhere out in that neck of the woods. Maybe even he was an assistant in Mentor for a little bit. He was out on the east side for a while. Came over to the west side probably 15 years ago.
And just built it.
And just said, we're going to start. Like, he took the lessons of, like, Tiger Laverty and Coach Trevisano from Mentor. Like, start them in kindergarten running the same offense you run in high school at the varsity level. And they have a whole mentorship program with every kid on the high school team with, like, the elementary kids.
That's awesome.
Every one of them has a kid that they mentor, and they do a ton with the schools. And they just, by the time they don't leave, they don't go to private schools.
No,
like,
stay.
They are a machine.
Yeah.
And you're right. And this run this year might be better than the one they did last year when they won their first one.
I think it is. They're undefeated. They went undefeated. Nobody's really close. I mean, they blasted teams.
Yeah, they lost to one team this year, and somehow the state
that's right.
held it against them. They lost to a team in Florida. Like,
that's
in week
right.
2, no one talked about it because they hadn't lost in like 4 years.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But like, they got penalized, and they ended up being like the 3 seed in the region. I'm like, well, this is going to end poorly for a lot of teams.
Big props to our buddies from Glenville as well. They win the D4 state title. That just finished up this afternoon. I think that's their 3rd title in Division 4 that they have won. They beat Shelby 45-7, and then Kirtland will play for the Division 6 state title tomorrow. All of those games down in Canton. I do I do wonder when we get the Dome if they play them in the Dome.
Why wouldn't you?
Wouldn't you?
That's what Indianapolis, they do that in Indy.
Yeah, a lot of Georgia Dome does that. The Georgia
Absolutely.
High School.
Minneapolis
Yes,
does
from
it.
Cincinnati, though, guys. There'll be a pushback from teams in Cincinnati and all.
Cincinnati's
that.
in
They're
northern
saying-
Kentucky. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they can
I know,
build
but
their own
They're
dome.
all complaining about having to go to Canton already. Like they all wanted to go back.
a football
Columbus,
Hall of
which
Fame.
it won't do. I know.
You know what, Kev? You know what'll
you know
really
what?
stop it? I'm going to tell you what's really going to stop it. It's the the power source of the OHSA in Stark County is so legit. If there is anything that stops
Yeah.
it would be that more than any complaining at a.
I mean, the Hall of
Cincinnati,
Fame
but
makes sense, but I mean, it was cold
I think
last
kids
night
would
to
be
play a
pumped to
game.
go play in a dome. I mean,
Yeah,
I
they would
remember
be.
when I was in high school, and if you made it to a certain part of the states, you got to go to Sacramento and play in Arco Arena, is what it was called at
Yeah.
the time. And you're like, this is sweet. We're playing in an NBA arena.
Yeah, Florida State championships were always played at the Swamp, or they were played at Doak once. At Georgia, they play the state semifinals at the Georgia Dome, and that way all the more kids get to play in the dome, and then they play the state championships at host sites. But I think it's in play. Be very cool to do.
So that's
Very cool.
from a basketball standpoint. Growing up, the state Final Four for men and women, and the state title game for high school basketball was St. John's Arena.
Yeah, come on.
It's amazing.
It was awesome.
Well, that's a great barn.
yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Just think if you had to play your states in the dome instead of in those unbearable conditions for a spread offense.
We'd have been state champs. I just know it.
Yeah. You throw it over the mountain.
Trust. I agree. I'm just saying what the conversation has been around high school football has been. And
They
Gibbs,
haven't
just to
seen
let you
this
know,
dome. They don't know.
Yeah, Gibbs, just to let you know, it was Indian Valley and Maslin Perry where Mike Elder used to coach as well, and I think Ravenna as well. But Indian Valley, they actually have Mr. Football this year, Grady Kinsey, going to one of the military academies, I believe.
That's awesome. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. We'll go around the football world. A lot of news and notes about that. You'll hear from Coach Stefanski from the podium as well. That's coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Head to Vivid Seats, purchase your VIP lounge experience package today. Packages come with lower bowl ticket, parking, all-inclusive food and beverage, and the opportunity to watch players leave the locker room through tunnel access. Visit vividseats.com/Browns today. And now from earlier today, here is head coach Kevin Stefanski from the podium. It's presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today from the Ultimate Game Day.
Okay, excited for the
down
there at our stadium in front of our fans. Guys are excited. Know that we have to play our best, and that's obviously our focus. I thought we've had a good work week so far. Guys are focused, really pleased with the work, and then got some finish touches, obviously, next couple of days before we get down there. I do want to just make mention of Grant Delpit being the Cleveland Browns Walter Payton Man of the Year. Very, very deserving for Grant. I've gotten to see Grant come in here as a young player and mature on the field, off the field, and what he brings to this football team really is immeasurable. On the field, the physicality with which he plays, he is a DNA match for who we are, just embodies who we are on the field. And then off the field, same, just the person that he is. He knows the platform that he has in this community, and he takes it seriously. So I applaud Grant. I think it's a great honor for him and his family. But with that, I'll take any questions.
And to Mason, and what's the outlook for him?
Yeah, obviously had an injury there. Not sure if it happened in the game, but started to feel it. So we're treating it, and we'll see how it goes over the next 48.
Just thank you, 3 guys from the D-line that are questionable. You already lost Malik. How do you feel about the depth there, and optimistic about some of those guys being up?
Yeah, have to see. Obviously, this is what happens in the NFL. You get into your depth. Sometimes it happens over the course of a month or sometimes in a week, whatever it may be. So we'll see how those guys respond over the next 48, like I said, and we'll go from there.
And just with Jack out, just what does that mean, and who will start for him? Yeah,
we'll have KT at right tackle, Tevin at right guard. Really how we finished in the game. So feel good about those guys.
Like KT has developed, though. I mean, he's been kind of thrown next a lot over the course of the season.
Yeah, we got KT later in the process. Obviously, wasn't with us through the spring and the summer, but has played meaningful snaps for us. Somebody that we trust, brings a great physicality to the game, so fits in well.
Aaron's the guy that's been with you guys for a while. You guys have elevated him here and there. How have you seen him stay ready for his moment, and what are you looking forward to seeing from him should his number be called often?
Yeah, Sam's done a terrific job since he's been here of providing great value to this football team when he plays, when he's out there at practice. He's an outstanding practice player for us, and he's given us incredible looks. Our offense he's given them incredible looks, just how competitive he is in these type of periods. And then when we've had him up in games, he's made plays, including in the last one. So he's a really valuable member of our group.
The shooter on Wednesday, he felt like he saw what he needed to see on Sunday, but didn't always let it go. Right? He was hesitant to rip it for whatever reason. So how do you get him kind of past that hurdle where he feels just completely comfortable doing it?
Yeah, I think it's just a natural maturation of young players. Certainly quarterbacks getting that feel for some of those looks that you're seeing for the first time. And you try to replicate those looks in practice and make it as full speed and realistic as you can be. And then sometimes you get to the game and it's just that game speed. So I think he's doing a nice job of operating the offense. And I knowing the person and knowing the player, I have no concerns about him letting it rip, quote unquote.
Full week under your belt with Deshaun. How did he look out there physically?
Yeah, did a nice job. Again, proud of him, happy that he's out there with his teammates, and he did a nice job.
Is that just like a residual from his recovery with the knee, or is it a new thing?
Yeah, just something happened yesterday at practice, but he's battling. Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, go around the college football world in general. We'll start on the college side of things. College football playoff game is tonight. The first one, the American Conference playoff game, North Texas and Tulane. Both of these programs are coached by guys who already have new jobs. John Sumrall at Tulane is now the head coach at Florida, and the former head coach at North Texas is now the head coach at Oklahoma State. And yet they're both coaching their teams in this game. This is a play-in. They could be the 12 seed. They could be the 11, depending on what happens in the ACC. Because if Duke wins the ACC, I don't think they're getting in. And then they would put James Madison as the 12, and one of these would be the 11. If you're out there and you're not paying attention to college football, you're saying to yourself, well, wait a second. Why would North Texas and Tulane get in the college football playoff over Notre Dame and Texas? Very fair. Very reasonable.
College football, Nate has had it.
Why would the winner of Virginia Duke be in this thing and Notre Dame is not?
We're making
that's where we're headed.
It's just supposed to be
the 12 best teams,
the best.
Yeah.
Now you could say in the NFL they don't do that to the point that you just made earlier. The best NFC playoff does not involve a team from the NFC South.
But it's not this egregious either.
No, they're all NFL teams. The talent discrepancy between
so minimal in
North
the NFL
Texas
and Texas.
And it's a joke.
Yeah.
Like,
the leagues aren't created equal either, and that's the other problem.
I think that if you would be in Las Vegas, here's a new college football Nate rule.
All right.
We're just going to do the best 12 teams. But here's the deal. If you, as your conference winner who gets the automatic bid, would be more than, equal to or more than a 14-point dog to the next team out, you lose you're out. You're out.
I've often thought about using that with the using the lines. There might be some value in that.
Wouldn't North Texas be like a 20-plus point dog to Texas?
Probably. So 3 scores, 17.5, something like that.
So you're out.
So you're gone.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm with you.
It's not
silly.
me. It's Vegas.
And honestly, like what they should do, these guys should play for their own thing.
Yes.
Like there should be a division in between big-time Power A and 1 AA. That's where these type of teams should slot in.
When we were kids, when we were younger men.
Youngins.
The NIT was actually...
That's nice. Had juice,
and it was like a big deal to win the NIT.
Yeah, it's nice.
They should be playing for the NIT.
Yeah, I agree.
Of football.
I have no problem with that. It seems like Penn State may have a new coach. All sorts of folks reporting that Matt Campbell, local guy, Massillon Perry guy, formerly at Iowa State, will be the next head coach at Penn State. He is about, I don't know how many guys they offered before they got to him. I think it might end up being just fine. And I think it's kind of a decent fit. Recruiting at State College is kind of the valedictorian version of recruiting to Iowa State. They're both outposts, relatively speaking. Penn State isn't an outpost, just hard to get to. If you want to hear something that really encapsulates the issues at Penn State, if that's something you're interested in, LeVar Arrington does a show with Brady Quinn and Jonas Knox, and LeVar went about a 5-minute, I retweeted it on my social, like a 5-minute, here's why we're here, and it has a lot to do with Jay Paterno and trying to clean his dad's name and all of this stuff. And so there's a lot to it. There's a lot of layers to it, but that's some reason to how they ended up in this spot where they're getting their 6th, 7th, 8th choice. But the reality is it might just be a perfect choice because I think Matt can win. Can he recruit at a level? Can he transfer portal at a level to be on the Ohio State-Michigan? We'll see, but I think he can win there.
I wonder if Mo Pedman's going to be on his staff.
He already tweeted it. Yeah, he's all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all jacked up.
He's got to be pumped.
Yeah, he's be very pumped. Yeah,
it's going to be tough for him.
What's he going to do on Ohio State, Penn State?
I was going to say
he's always a fake Buckeye fan.
It's going to be.
So is he going to? How's he going to handle that?
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
He doesn't like being on the opposite side of the home team.
Yeah,
doesn't like that. Chris Henry stays with his commitment to Ohio State. Chris Henry Jr. He's originally committed there, and there was all sorts of going back and forth this week, and he ended up locking in with the Buckeyes. A couple other things around the sports world, who's in and who's out in the NFL. Jaden Daniels is going to start on Sunday in Washington. For Washington, rather, T. Higgins is back. They need him. He is back this weekend against the Bills. Lamar returned to practice. No surprise there. Kyler Murray will not return this season in Arizona. That's an attention getter.
It kind of felt like it was going that way. They're headed for a split.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
From where when I was standing on the same step as him at the combine.
But that was Cliff, and that was the guy who then started to try to dress like Cliff, albeit with a different
Poor
shape.
Guy. Very different shape. Yeah. I don't know, but he hits. He's going to be it'll be fascinating to see what the market is for him.
Because I feel like he could end up somewhere in the Jets, maybe. But I would want him. I'd only want him in a dome.
Right, and you have to have him with a coach who will build it to fit
around
that.
Him.
You know. Yeah. Something to watch for there.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, Z goes one-on-one with Harold Fannon Jr. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fan of the Bally Bet Sportsbook app. Download today. Get 50 back in bonus bets. You place that first wager of 10 or more. Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Now, here is Z one-on-one with Harold Fannon Jr.
Very happy now to be joined by the Browns.
You're done.
Receiver on the season, rookie tight end, Harold Fannon. That makes you smile. I don't know if they were giving us a grief, but how about that? Leading receiver on this team so far. How you feeling about this season so far?
I feel pretty good. Just want to say I'm just blessed right now. All the hard work I done put in, this past off season, kind of paying out right now.
Yeah, when you think about how productive you were at Bowling Green, you're like, all right, I'm going to go to the NFL. It's going to be a little bit different, a little harder. Did you even in your wildest dreams think that right now, 12 games in, you'd be the leading receiver on an NFL team?
Most definitely not. I thought I was going to have to work a little, extra hard to get to this. I thought it was going to take a little longer, to gain the trust. But, coaches believe in me, and, obviously I believe in them. And, shoot, now we made it here.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the touchdown last week, your third of your rookie season. Pre-snap, were you like, all right, this is a play. I was talking to Coach Stefanski. This is a play that in the bye week, part of his study is they were watching some film of some of the other very productive tight ends in the league to come up with plays for you. And this is one that we lifted, I won't say from what team, but we lifted from another team for a very productive rookie tight end as well. When you saw that play put in, and we haven't gotten the right situation, we finally get it called, right? Pre-snap, were you like, oh, yeah? Did you know?
Yeah, pre-snap, I remember the linebacker was walked down. I was like, oh, yeah. He ended up dropping, which was like even better because I'm like, it's zone now. So as soon as I turned it up just a little bit, I already knew. So I was going to put it over the top, put it right there, and I just had to go finish it.
So Tommy Rees said in the press conference last week, he's like, I tell the guys, just keep blocking. Like, they're not going to tackle Harold Fannon. He is not going to get tackled. When you caught that ball, you caught it at the 10. You were going to have to get through two guys. On the broadcast on the game, I had no doubt you were scoring.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had no doubt as well. But kind of when you caught that ball and you're like, all right, you saw what was ahead of you, what was kind of the mindset and how did you finish that play?
I mean, as soon as I caught it, I kind of wasn't even looking at him. I was kind of looking past him, like I seen the end zone. So obviously, I'm gonna go reach for it, go get it.
Yeah, and you certainly did. There's a play against the Raiders where it took like 6 guys to try to tackle you, and then at the end of that play, Max Crosby came over, and he was the one that really tried to finish it.
Yeah.
You still didn't go down. After that play, he tapped you on the helmet, and it appeared as though he said something to you.
Yeah.
Do you remember, what did he say to you?
I mean, he just said, I won't say without cussing, but he said good boy, and then he slapped me on my helmet, pretty hard. I was like, damn, who was that? And I realized it was him. And, that's just him showing love,
Absolutely.
Just sportsmanship.
Yeah, was that kind of cool for you? Have you had some other moments? Max Crosby's obviously a very accomplished player in this league, one of the best at his position, and to kind of have him give you okay, all right, young fella, was that pretty cool?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He did it a couple of times throughout the game, which is, I guess it's pretty dope, especially coming from him.
Yeah, so it's one of the things that we had a guy here, Jacoby Brissett, who's now in Arizona's quarterbacking for the Arizona Cardinals. And he said to him, the thing that mattered the most to him in his career, obviously, is winning, but the respect of his peers. And that's the respect of the people in this locker room, but then the respect of his peers around the league. When you get a guy like Max Crosby, that's showing that kind of respect to you early in your career. Is that how does that make you feel? I'm sure it makes you happy. Does it make you hungry as well to keep that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that obviously made me more confident. Because, somebody, at his caliber, he recognizes it. And, yeah, I mean, like I just said, just really boosted my confidence throughout the rest of the game.
What's your mentality when you catch the football? Because you have, in terms of missed tackles forced as a tight end, you have most in the league. What's your mentality?
I feel like anybody, that get the ball, I just go out there and just try to score. Try to get closest to the end zone as I can. But, all in the back of my mind, make sure I don't, hurt myself doing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
When you were younger, were you always, and because you played safety before?
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah, but you never were a running back?
Oh, yeah, I was.
Okay, young, super young.
Yeah. I would say growing up, basically until I got into high school, I used to play running back.
Okay.
So
do you think that helps you?
Yeah, it definitely translated. My little league coaches, kind of crazy, but my little league coaches, always talking about falling forward, things like that. So I just kind of just stuck with me at a young age and carried on up to here.
Do you think it's made, just kind of those skills, even though it's so long ago, but just those skills of being elusive? When you're a safety, you don't need to be elusive. You're trying to end the elusiveness of others. Did you think that that's something that carried through when you made that transition because you were comfortable with the ball in your hands? Because you can go back to Bowling Green, you're very good after the catch.
Yeah, I mean, I went to college for it, something that I was very passionate about, going out there trying to score touchdowns. And like you said, the background definitely helped me get to where I am today.
Do you talk to any of the other tight ends around the league or any of the guys like in the rookie classes? They're like a little bit like I know there's tight end you and all that, but it's a fraternity, right?
Yeah, not really during the season.
Yeah.
No, but like obviously training and then going to the combine, I got to meet a lot of cool different tight ends and see they play.
Did you
styles.
talk to Kittle at all before or after that game?
Nah, I didn't.
Well,
I did not.
He's been very good in his career. My buddy The Miz, they've had a tussle at the golf outing, so I did get to talk to him, and that's what I reminded him of. And he says, "Is he here today?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Well, then he should stop running his mouth." So, but anyway, I digress. All right, going forward, how do you want to finish out this rookie season for yourself? Because this is a point where you'd be done. You played 12 games already.
Yeah. I mean, just keep putting good stuff on tape. Just keep fighting for my coaches, my team. And ultimately, like anything else, I just want to win. I just want to keep, chasing that W.
How's your body feel?
My body feel good. It's crazy that like it took me all the way till I got to the league to feel good this long. Like usually I already be breaking down, but that's through like all the times I done put in the training room and stuff like that. But obviously, stay healthy throughout the rest of the season.
How different is that part of it? Like now that this is your career, there's no classes, it's all about your body, your study, and then going and playing. Have you seen like it just the fact that it's your lifestyle now, right? Has that helped? Because they talk about a rookie wall, but you're like, no, I feel better than I did in college.
Yeah. I mean, like college, you got to go to class. I ain't got to go to class, so I kind of think
your class is the film room.
Yeah, my class, the film room, the training room, and I think that's what really helped me. Be able to stay on top of things. Little nagging injuries, get over them, is because I ain't got nothing else to do.
Right.
Like I ain't got nowhere else to be, so I might as well take care of my body.
Absolutely. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I had a good Thanksgiving. Went home, seen some family.
You did?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the Thanksgiving meal?
Baked macaroni type guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the centerpiece protein? Are you guys a turkey, ham?
I feel like everybody, obviously everybody gonna say turkey, but my family, I feel like we big on the ham.
Big on the ham. There's a lot of turkey's on the way out. I'm telling you right now. Turkey's on the way out. I've heard a lot of ham. I heard some people are doing, I think in your room, I think Blake Whitehart, I think his family does prime rib. So like people are realizing if turkey was that good, don't you think there'd be restaurants where you could have like a turkey dinner year round?
Yeah, I mean.
And there aren't.
That is a point.
Yeah, that is a point. All right. When you think about, as we talked about kind of like going forward there, I want to ask you, put your college football hat on for a second. Do you think it's crazy that what's going on at Ole Miss? So Lane Kiffin, I'm sure you know this. He's going to LSU.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like if a coach in the NFL was just like, no, I'm going to go coach this other team in the middle of the season? Yeah. Like, isn't it crazy that they allow that to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's crazy, especially what they accomplish and what they about to go to the playoffs.
Yes, and he's not going to coach them.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Did you ever have a coach leave
mid-season? No. But congrats to him. That's dope that what he's doing. But
do you think they should just wait until after the championship game's played and then be like, now everybody can move, now you can get into the portal, like just change the calendar?
Yeah, I feel like one more month couldn't hurt, but things happen.
Do you notice that like all these guys, when you kind of go in the locker room, how much still the college pride there is? Or has it been lessened by the guys that bounce around from like school to school to school to school? Like Dylan was starting quarterback at 3 different colleges in his time in college.
Yeah. You could definitely tell like who was moving around, who wasn't. Because like simply like whenever one of the players got like another player, we both playing the same school, they might do a bet. Those guys who jumped around, you know what I'm saying? They're just picking and choosing, They got a couple of options, so they ain't really invested like that.
Was the Ohio State, again, was that a big one in the locker room?
It's kind of crazy. I feel like Auburn and Alabama was bigger.
Was bigger?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I got a couple of Alabama and a couple of Auburn guys.
That was a tight game.
Yeah, I seen, yeah.
That was a tight game. Yeah. All right, very good. Well, listen, Harold, it is always a pleasure. Love what you're doing out there. It's awesome to see, man. It's awesome to see. And, as your comfort grows, your production keeps growing, like people are going to know that name, Harold Fannon. You're going national, brother.
I'm trying to be, man.
You are. All right. Thank you very much. Good luck on Sunday.
Yep, thank you. Appreciate it.
Great job out of you. Just here locally in studio.
We've been blasted.
Among the greatest drive-by swag has ever produced. I didn't see it coming in any way. It feels like he could run a naval squadron, or he could potentially have 7,500 head of American Wagyu that he's running. There's a lot going on, but that was an incredible outfit.
So it felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but up top, are we talking that, again, quick glance, we have a little glare here, and it was almost blinding. Like,
it was so much.
It was like
so elite.
When Zoolander finally unleashed Magnum, it was like, you're kind of like, what did I even see right there?
I literally recoiled in awe of it. It was so stunning. Swag's outdone himself.
So that was, that color brown, whatever that.
Cognac, let's call it.
Call it a cognac, yeah. It's such a great color. But that looked like, was that like a leather motorcycle jacket style? Because the collar looked
it was like a hybrid, like Indiana Jones fighter pilot jacket in a cognac. I know what it was made of, but I'm not. We don't need. Yeah, but I mean that thing was unreal, dude. He is ready. He is ready.
It's hard for me to get my head around what
it was beautiful. It was breathtaking, and I believe the shoes matched. It was that he had a lot going on. That was beautiful, absolutely beautiful out of Senior Swag. Fill your game day cooler with refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, smooth real brewed tea, 5% kick of alcohol. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea, keep it twisted. We'll get your over unders, your Sunday forecast, your keys, your scores. It's all coming up in the final hour. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. There's a new game day destination on Dog Pound Drive this season. Stop by the Doghouse by NJM Insurance, made for Browns fans by Browns fans. You don't want to miss it. No jingles, no mascots, just great insurance. NJM, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time for the overs and the unders. We had a 9-pack. A 9-pack last week.
That's right. By the way, that feels like it happened a month ago.
It did. Well, it was over a week ago, so it's been a minute.
Totally does.
We did 9. There was one game that separated the two of you.
That's it in the 9?
That's it. Yeah. Dr. Z, a robust 5-4. Gibby, 4-5.
It's all right.
The lead grows, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jason Gibbs, 9, feeling fine, yeah.
Your lead is 4 now. So, Z, you are 40-26. Gibby is 36-30. This week will be
so sad, too bad, Gibby, yeah.
Which one did we have?
Break them down.
All right,
well, we don't have time, but
no, we don't.
We need to know
the long completion was the difference breaker. The
no belief, yeah. Said it at the time. You lack belief, yeah.
You guys split.
Harold Fannon, 34 yards.
You guys split the total viewers. Z got that one. It was I said it at 40.5. It was 57 million. So things have changed a little there on how we do that. The AFC, NFC, you split. You got AFC. He got NFC total points scored.
That's right.
And then you guys also both split the over-under. It was under. You had that. Gibby got that one wrong. So we are on just 7 of them this week. You ready? I know you are.
You know I'm ready.
Let go.
All right. Here you go. All right, Shedeur Sanders passing yards. Dr. Z, we'll start with you. The number is 160.5. 160.5.
And his best game, he threw 209. I feel like this is going to be another big game for Shedeur Sanders, and thus I go over.
Over. Gibby?
Number I had in my head was 176, so that would be over.
Next.
By the way,
over.
What was the number?
Under.
160.5.
Every quarterback who's faced the Titans has gone over.
Has gone over. All right, very good. We're looking for total yards here, Gibby. Passing and rush yards for Cam Ward. Pass and rush yards for Cam Ward against our defense. Our number is 192.5. Pass and rush combined.
I feel like this is a fourth quarter backdoor bootsy.
Oh, baby.
I'll say over.
All right. Dr. Z, 192.5.
All right, so I'm looking for, like what I consider to be a like style game here from Cam Ward because
that's fine.
His numbers have not been great, but of course our internet's not going to do the
forecast while PFF Nate looks up for that. Cloudy skies with afternoon snow showers. Temps in the low to mid 30s, winds 10 to 20. By the way, this was a different forecast 24 hours ago.
Yeah. It's going to be cold. It's going to be cold, kids. Just buckle up. 192.5.
So he would be 2-2 in the last 4. Yes against the Seahawks. Yes against the Chargers. No against the Jags. Yes against Seahawks and Texans. No against Chargers and Jags.
That doesn't make sense because the Seahawks and Texans have better defenses.
But I think they were they're close games. The Seahawks one he definitely chased and came back on. I'll be honest with you. We're gonna laugh about this one next week because it goes back to Gibby. No belief at all in this defense. Yeah.
So under.
That's right.
Next.
Over. Under.
All right, we're looking for total rush yards, Quinshon Judkins, plus Harold Fannon receiving yards, 108.5.
Over.
So you've got
over.
Quinshon rushing and Fannin receiving. Over?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
my
an
goodness,
over.
to the moon.
That's an over.
Right.
That would be what they call this week's Stone Cold Lock.
Next.
Over. Under.
Speaking of those two, Harold Fannon targets. Gibby, the number is 6.5. Harold Fannon targets, 6.5. Targets. 6.
Nah, under. I'll have it right at 6.
All right, under.
Same.
All right. Next.
Over, under.
Sorry. He's out of order. Over. All right. Quinshawn, yards per carry. Dr. Z, 4.3.
Over.
Give it.
Yeah, I'll go over as well. I don't know if I'm gonna like that or not. But.
Next.
Over, under.
Sacks and turnovers.
I will say this: if it's not, that's a problem.
Yeah, they give up 4.6 yards a carry to opposing running backs.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is a tough watch.
No, I don't like
CK.
Yeah, it's Achilles.
Shredded the Achilles.
Oh no.
Surgery next week.
That is an unbelievable performance walking by.
Believe it or
right
not,
there.
he's like Gibbs. It does not. I walked him out last night. I was like, dude, can I help you? And he's like, it doesn't hurt because it's so padded, but it's a funny walk, and it looks like.
We saw it.
Yeah, we just witnessed it. Sacks and turnovers. Who's up? Is this you or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gibbe?
Z.
Doesn't matter.
Z. 7.5.
Over.
7.5. Over.
Right. 7.5.
7.5.
Dude, this guy, first of all, he gets sacked Gibbe on average 4 times a game, like, period. But now he's playing us. I'm trying to help him out. I'm trying to steer him away from a lack of belief. Lack of belief has cost him.
Go ahead.
Go under, please.
All right. Under.
Wow.
Next.
Wow, what a slap in the face of this organization.
Of the personal affront.
Yeah, it is.
Over under the actual 33.5. Is this you? Gibbe. 33.5.
I mean, what an embarrassment. Some of these totals are getting downright embarrassing.
33.5.
That's got to be one of the lowest in recent NFL history. Has to be.
It's got to be. Yeah. 33.5.
I'll go under.
That'd be that's unbelievable. Under. You got to go over.
Do I?
I mean, everything that you've done here would lead you to believe that you're expecting fireworks.
Yeah, but I think we could beat them 31-0. I don't.
That would do it.
I don't have them scoring.
Oh, no scoring. 31-0 us?
Yeah. Okay. I don't have them scoring. I mean,
I guess it's true. You do have Cam Ward under.
Yeah.
On the thing. So you're going under as well?
I think this is complete suffocation. This is asphyxiation. This is 0. They have 0. So the question is, can we score 34? And yeah, we can. But I'm going to say,
No?
No, under.
Under. All right. Very good.
What did we get from the G-Man?
He had the Fannin targets and the Quinshawn yards per carry.
I like G-Man, like reining him back to the game.
He was back in. Time for your keys to victory in Cleveland on Sunday. For the details on that, we turn it over to Dr. Z.
60 seconds.
And your time starts now.
And go.
Don't blow it on special teams.
Coming up next, we go behind enemy lines. Our good friend Theresa Walker, longtime AP voice in Nashville, will join us coming up next. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
He's turning.
The Browns are hosting their annual Browns Give Back First and 10 toy drive presented by Curve this Sunday during the Browns-Titans game. Bring a new unwrapped toy or make a monetary donation at Dog Pound Drive or at any stadium gate. All contributions benefit the Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots program in Cuyahoga County. Time to go behind enemy lines via the Twisted Tea Hotline presented by Twisted Tea. Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it Twisted Cleveland. Great friend of the program, Theresa Walker from the AP in Nashville, joins us. Theresa, thank you so much for taking the time. Let's just start with the quarterback, Cam Ward. Obviously, this season's been a bit of a mess with the coaching change and everything else. What have you seen positively from him, and what have you seen negatively from him, and what do you make of year one?
Good afternoon, Bo and Nathan. And the best thing is his attitude and demeanor and the way he approaches things. From the very beginning, we heard he's one of the first ones in the building, one of the last ones out. Coach is worried about him burning out a little bit too much, but then secondly, he's just very even-keeled. Yes, he wants to win, and losing 1-11 is not easy or fun, but he's trying to keep working to to have the chance in the next game while learning and growing as an NFL quarterback. Now, the bad, we're going to see probably more of this on Sunday, the sacks. I mean, he is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL, but and the good thing is the last 4 games he has not been picked off. So while they're still sacking him, he's protecting the ball better. There's been a couple of fumbles, recently, but he's starting to protect the ball better. So there's some growth there. And there was a drive. It was in the last couple of weeks. 11 plays, 95 yards. And he has moments, and you can see it as a rookie, where he looks like he can be a starting quarterback in this league. And yeah, I mean, when you're drafted number 1 overall as a quarterback, you usually go to a team that is struggling, and this team is mired in its 4th straight losing season, and it just has gotten worse. And they just don't have a lot of talent around him. So that they're the one lost team in the league, headed toward possibly a 2nd straight number 1 pick overall. They need to get Cam Ward as much help as possible. The problem is he's got 5 games first to finish.
Jeez.
Theresa, his wow plays certainly have been wow. You can see that arm talent, obviously, that made him the number 1 overall pick. My question is, and I know Calvin Ridley got hurt, but even if he didn't, man, it's tough to imagine any quarterback really having a lot of success with this supporting cast, especially as the pass catchers. What kind of was the thinking there? And it feels like that's a hard situation for any quarterback to deal with.
Oh, it absolutely is. I mean, they had Calvin Ridley, brought in Tyler Lockett, and, they parted ways a few weeks ago with Tyler Lockett.
Yep.
Calvin Ridley's on IR. He had one great game before he got hurt, but, after all the work to build chemistry, those two, and literally they had, the coach, Brian Callahan, before being fired, put them right beside each other in the locker room and try to help build that chemistry. But, the fact of the matter is 3 rookies have been among his top pass catchers. The pair of rookies, Alec Imanner and Chim DK, both a pair of 4th-round picks, tight end Gunnar Helm. So this is a young team, guys. They played 11 rookies last week, started 5. I mean, the youth movement is in full, and so it's like, yeah, they tried. They tried to change the offensive line as well to better protect Cam Ward. They brought in Kevin Zeitler, right guard from Detroit. They brought in Dan Moore from left tackle from Pittsburgh, and it just hasn't gelled with their right tackle, J.C. Latham, a second-year kid out of Alabama. He was hurt early, and, they just, they haven't really gelled. And, part of it's been on Cam, rookie, trying maybe to extend plays just a bit too long. But this is where I'm curious to see over the next month how much he's learning on just getting rid of the ball. But, yeah, when you're throwing to guys that have as much experience in the NFL, well, less, because he's started every game and they haven't, it's really tough to, find help out on that field sometimes, and that's where he's struggling.
Theresa, I'm looking at it's a tough spot, obviously, and as you mentioned, headed back to number 1 overall picks back-to-back years, but at the same time, they don't have to draft a quarterback. If somebody falls in love with a quarterback, they could potentially net a nice return in terms of the draft. Cam's shown enough to where there were a lot of people, obviously, who loved him at the Combine. I guess what I'm getting at is how attractive do you think this job will be? Who will inevitably make the decision on who the next coach is? And then finally, what type of coach do you think they will look for here?
Well, it should be very attractive. Again, you've got the quarterback. They're going to be at the very top of the NFL, if not the top in cap space next year. Number one pick that you can trade back and get more talent for this roster, which is the thing that it needs the most. So, and General Manager Mike McGronzi is in his first year as GM with the Titans. They brought him in from Kansas City. He's their third GM since the start of the 2022 season. And, and guys, they also have a brand new stadium opening in 2027. So there's a lot to like about this franchise, and there's certainly opportunity here to, try and put your click on it. Now, what they're looking for, they haven't given too many hints, but they went the untried, promising offensive coordinator in Brian Callahan last year. That didn't work out. Whoever they end up getting, they need to find somebody who, Brian Callahan didn't call plays in Cincinnati. It was Zach Taylor, so yes, he worked with Joe Burrow, but, whoever they take, they've got to have somebody that's used to game situations. That's where we saw Brian Callahan just struggle tremendously, notably in the season opener when he, didn't challenge a catch on the sideline because he, elbow is a catch. And, after the game, he kind of made it sound like, no, that isn't. And so then he spent the next day having to clean up his yes, I do know that what that rule is. Mm-hmm. An elbow equals 2 feet. But, so get somebody, whether it's a coach getting his second chance, like an Arthur Smith. Mike McCarthy is the popular name because he's available out there. But, or Robert Saleh, some of those guys maybe get a second chance. But whoever it is, somebody needs to be to fix their woes of the last year and a half, 2 years. They have to have somebody that knows how to make a decision when the game is underway.
We deal with the Browns, people who are here and have left and are having success, and our fans like to be reminded about it or talk about it, and it's one of those things. I have to imagine right now what's going on in New England is not playing well in Nashville and around this Tennessee Titans team. How has that been, knowing that they let Mike Vrabel forced Mike Vrabel out the door, and he is now currently in his first year has the number 1 seed in the AFC?
Bittersweet feelings. There's thought that he can coach. Remember, we had that, but then there's also the thought that why did you let him go?
Yeah.
And Amy Adams Strunk right now has got the reputation of firing people left and right because she started with John Robinson, GM, December 22. Then it was Mike Vrabel a season later. And, he finished up with a skid himself, so let's not, they're in their 4th straight losing season. Mike Vrabel had one of those. So, there's all sorts of chatter about whether it was ego, this, that, there's always second guessing when someone's gone, right? And doing so well with the new guy, and the new team. So, but yeah, there's a lot of coulda, shoulda, woulda, and a lot of that should still be our guy feeling here in Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely. Theresa, in terms of this game here on Sunday, as you mentioned, most sacked quarterback in the NFL, Myles Garrett continues to play for the Cleveland Browns. He's within reach of the sack record, and it's crazy around here. He needs 4 to break it, and we're like, yeah, he might be able to do it. What do you think they will do to try to limit the effectiveness of this Browns pass rush, and specifically Myles Garrett on Sunday?
Well, Jeffrey Simmons, 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle, said, hey, listen, if I need to go in there and get his ribs or something to try to slow him down, do not want him to get the sack record Sunday against the Titans. Guys, he had 3.5 sacks the last time they played the Titans, and Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback. Cam Ward has been sacked. His best game being taken down, 2 sacks in 2 games. So it's like the odds are – here in Nashville, the people who cover the team, it's like, he just might get that record on Sunday because 4 sacks does not seem out of the realm of possibility because that's where this team is struggling right now. So, that's going to be the interesting thing. Shedeur Sanders, I know he's starting his 3rd game. Well, this is the 13th game for Cam Ward. How much has he learned and how much can they maybe help him? It's going to be an interesting thing, but seriously, the feel here in Nashville is like, he could get it on Sunday.
Which is, I think a lot of people would certainly like that if that ends up being the case there. How do the Tennessee Titans kind of just feel about the end of this season? This is one of those things where you talk about, and unfortunately we're in a position where it's like you feel like you need to win. You need to win for culture. You need to win for the guys in the locker room. We need to win for the fans. It just makes the next week so much better. But your eye is obviously putting your franchise in the best spot going forward since this season is lost. Especially with an interim coach, who it just feels like such an interesting situation. We've been through it. We've been at the point where we've had no wins, where we've had one win. And, you're just like, we got to get these wins. But at the same time, the season's gone. Let's worry about draft position. Is there any of that kind of discourse going on right now around this team?
Fans absolutely want them to lose out to make sure that they get that number one pick.
Yep.
That said, in that locker room, it's not about, yes, the coaches want to win, but the players, as Jeffrey Simmons put it so very well, we're sick of walking in this building on Mondays, kicking ourselves for what we didn't do and didn't finish off to try to get a win. They just want a win at this point. They don't care about, yes, there'll be some carryover for next year again because there's so many young guys on this team still trying to figure out how to fix mistakes, find a way to close out a game and get a win. And before this last week when they were blown out by the Jags, guys, they'd had 3 straight games that were decided by a touchdown or less, just couldn't make plays soon enough to help give themselves a chance at the end to truly pull something out. So, they're trying to learn, and that will absolutely help them for the future. But they just want to be able to walk in the building on Monday and breathe a sigh of relief that they're not nitpicking over yet another loss.
So you mentioned, and I was going to bring that up, you mentioned, Cam Ward hasn't thrown a pick in 4 games. 2 of his highest 3 rated games are in the last 3, 63% completions at least in 3 straight games. So he's playing better. And yeah, some of those games, those 1-score games you're talking about were against good teams, against Seattle, against the Houston Texans, teams that, against the Chargers, teams that are right now going to be playoff teams. So do they feel like they're close, like the guys in the locker room, they feel like they're close to turning it?
They think they feel that and they think that, but then you have a game like last week against the Jaguars,
right.
Rivalry game, and there were so many penalties in that game. So yeah, that's the thing. Close, yeah, but you got to prove it, and that's the challenge right now for this team is just finding that way. The one benefit for them, facing this strong Cleveland defense, it's just the latest in a murderer's row for this team. I mean, they have Denver to start the season. They faced the Rams, Byron Young, Jared Verse, the Texans pass rush duo. So it's like they've been facing Seattle's pass rush. I mean, it's almost like a murderer's row of pass rushers that they've had to face this year. But here comes Myles Garrett, who's having the best year of anybody right now. So it's like at this point, please, when they talk about the NFL being tough, they ain't kidding.
No, they're not. Theresa, thank you for sharing us and giving us a little bit of your time today. We greatly appreciate it every single time you do. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you guys so much.
All right, there she goes. Theresa Walker from the AP in Nashville. Of course, covers the entire state and, of course, the Titans. And she joined Behind Enemy Lines via the Twisted Tea Hotline, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. We will attempt to know the scores. Coming up next, Twisted to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet on 850 ESPN Cleveland. For nearly a century, the Rumpke family operated one of the nation's largest waste and recycling companies, providing top-level services to residential and commercial customers. To learn how they can help you meet your sustainability goals, visit rumpke.com to learn more. Time now to pay attention to the scores.
Yeah.
You've been on a good roll.
Solid. Last week was 11-5. That was a good one.
That's a big one, dude.
Big one.
Big
one. And so now we are a combined.
No, you can do mine. You got to.
You're 6-10. 6-10.
Full transparency.
6-10.
We
It was
can't
a
live
good
in
comeback.
a world where we,
But we're still at a combined 54 games over 500. We're in a good spot.
Yeah. Hanging in.
I find this week's lines are a little
We're
tough.
at whole numbers all over the place. It's. Let's go, Gibby.
Let's go. Week 14 in the National Football League. We started off in Gutless Town, USA. The Falcons hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks 9-3. Every game matters now for them. For Atlanta, I don't know what the hell they're doing. Seahawks, Falcons on Fox. Zagora, lead us off.
What's interesting is their last 4 losses to the Patriots, the Colts, the Panthers, and the Jets all were close games, including being at New England and at the Colts.
Yep.
Then they beat the Saints in there. So they have not had a blowout loss since they lost to the Dolphins 34-10 at home the week after the Dolphins got beaten by us. So I don't know what to make of this football team, to be honest with you.
Well, there's nothing even you can pull. I mean, just as we're workshopping this together, the Seahawks have made about 1,000 trips west to east. So they go to Pittsburgh, they win 31-17.
Yep.
They go to Jacksonville and win just 20-12
Yep.
in that one. They go to Commies, they annihilate them 38-14. That was like the coming out party. But then they go to Tennessee and they win 30-24, and it's a backdoor.
That was a backdoor.
But it was still.
Yes.
So
Is
they're
Drake
a tough
London
read.
playing, Gibbe?
I have not seen anything on him come across.
My first gut was that the Falcons have just folded it up for the season. When you lose to the Jets, that's got to be it.
Drake London is out.
Okay, fine. Seattle, 75. Atlanta, 1. G-Man.
Where's he going?
I don't know. Where's
G-Man.
he going? Where's he going?
He has
Gibbe?
another obligation.
I mean, not even an embrace out of the G-Man. We always have a Friday end of the week
A
embrace.
good embrace.
I'm gonna go with little Kirk Cousins at the back door. I think Seattle does win the game. I think it's really similar to their Tennessee game. I'm gonna go Seattle 24, Atlanta 18.
Next, one of the 3 biggest games of the week. This could be a do or die. It definitely is for the Bengals. The Bengals, Trey Hendrickson, not playing. Everybody else playing. Bengals on the road. They've had 10 days off since Thanksgiving night and their big win over the Ratbirds. Bills coming off of that win over the Steelers. Who can keep the momentum going? Bo Bishop.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cincinnati won this game, but I don't necessarily need them to. So for the sake of this, it doesn't matter. I'm going to go Cincinnati outright, 29-28.
Same. Absolutely. And this feels like even if they're not, this has backdoor written all over it against the Bills defense. So I'm with you. I like the Bengals here. The Seattle one, I go back to that, and you could make the same case with Buffalo. Both of those seem big.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
This, your inmate, game of the week. Jaden Daniels is back for the Commies.
And he's going to play?
He's playing, yeah. He's in.
Doesn't matter. They've lost 7 in a row. They're 3-9 on the football season. Commies on the road in Minneapolis, taking on the 4-8 Minnesota Vikings, losers of 4 in a row. J.J. McCarthy to let it rip for the Vikings. Zagura.
I think they're toast. I think they're toast.
Minnesota?
Yeah, I
me too. Same.
Totally toast. Give me Washington in this one, 3-1.
You'd certainly same. You definitely don't want the injuries that happened to Jaden Daniels.
Nope.
But I had them falling back this year anyway a little bit. I think in the preseason I wanted to say I had them missing the playoffs. It might not be the worst thing because you're going to get a chance to really add a big-time player now to a very young core that's really talented. Might not be the worst thing for the Commies.
Next up, Miami. 5-7, not dead in the playoff race. They are 3 games out of that final wild card spot. The Dolphins have won 3 in a row. Miami on the road in an AFC East tilt against the 3-9 New York Football Jets. Bo Bishop.
Jets pretty competent. I just think McDaniels flipped it a little bit with Achane and all of it. I like Miami winning by at least a field goal in this one, which is all we really need. So give me Miami 24, Jets 17.
Zagor.
Yeah, I'm the same. Again, these games
weird on these.
Some of these are just weird. Yeah, I know the Jets just beat the Falcons. The Dolphins smoked the Falcons. Transitive property there. Dolphins smoked the Jets.
There you go.
Up next, the biggest Tennessee Titan fans in America this week might be coming from New Orleans. The 2-10 Saints on the road, visiting the first place by a half game Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay hosting New Orleans. Mike Evans still not ready yet. He will not play.
I can't believe he's back even at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought
I know.
he would be done.
Zagura, you're up.
Let me go back into the archives really quickly and try to see the last time that I got a Saints game right.
I don't feel like I get it right ever.
Ever. Never,
I have
ever,
no
ever.
read on them. I just pulled up like their results. I mean, there's nothing you can glean from any of it.
No, so
the last time these two teams played, Tampa Bay won in Tampa 23-3. But that would have been with Rattler. I don't know if they've been good with Shuck or not. They were competitive last week at Miami, but got bombed by the Falcons. They did beat Carolina a couple of weeks ago.
The last time I got a Saints game right was Week 9 when we took the Rams against the Saints.
To bomb them?
To bomb them, and they got it. Yeah, I had Tampa in the first meeting. I don't know. I just feel like the Saints, Olave's competent. Shuck feels competent. Feels like a big number. It feels like a game that Tampa just wants to win and try to just get out of there unscathed. So I like it the back door. Shuck to Olave from 42 yards out. Bucks 24. Saints 17.
It's an interesting 2-game stretch here because they play New Orleans and then they play Atlanta 4 days later.
They do, yeah.
It's a quick turnaround.
Yeah. I really need the Bucks to win this division.
They're going to win the game. Comfortable.
And I look at this number and it just seems way too big for me. Like, why is Tampa Bay favored by 8.5 over anybody? And therefore I can't choose the wine in front of me. I'm going to go Bucks by $1 billion.
All right. Onward we go on the 1 o'clock slate. This one for the lead in the AFC South, the first of 2 meetings in the last 5 weeks between the top 2 teams. The Indianapolis Colts on the road, losers of 2 straight at 8-4, visiting the red-hot Jacksonville Jaguars in the beautiful armpit of America.
I mean, it's crazy. We fleeced the Jags on 2 different trades. Hunter's is out for the year.
Yep.
And they're
don't matter.
8-4.
8-4.
Yep. Bo Bishop.
Nothing to see here. It's been a rough stretch for the Indianapolis Colts. Their only win in their last 4 is a win against Atlanta. That's it. Now, they were competitive in both games, but
no Sauce Gardner for the Colts.
Yeah, no
that
Sauce.
Trade has not worked
the
out.
Jaguars were without. Just the injury. I think the Colts go down there and win. I think order's restored a little bit. Give me the Colts win in this one. I think it's a good game. 27-24.
I don't think either of these teams are very good, and I don't think either of them are real Super Bowl contenders. I do think that the Colts get this one done, and I think it's tight. I'm with you. 3 by 3. Colts by 3.
Says all the makings of an Al Michaels wild card weekend.
Yeah.
Disdain. That's the one game if you have plans in January. Go ahead.
Skip it.
It's fine.
I love Al. Al's our guy. He was in here.
Yes.
He's my all-time favorite play-by-play guy ever.
But he would tell you the same thing.
He would.
He's back a little bit this year.
I think it was a little rough. Last night he had his energy with Dallas. Last weekend he was a little rough. It was a little sleepy.
Yeah.
For Al. He's getting up there, man. He needs the shine of the nitrous like Marion Cobretti got in the movie Cobra. Little nitrous. That's all you need.
Final one in the 1 o'clock window. It is the big one in the AFC North. First place, Baltimore, hosting the tied for first place, Pittsburgh Squealers. They're recognizing the Ravens' first Super Bowl team. There's 50 members of that team coming back. Ray Lewis and Ogden are like captains. And
God.
They are pulling out all the stops, which is great because it's not happening against us, which normally is the case. Lamar will play. Rodgers will play. Ravens, Steelers, Zagora.
This line seems insane to me, and I'm just not. I can't pick every road team, so I'm going to go with the home team. It seems insane to me, so I feel like they must know. So the Ravens have been awful. Nobody. Why would you even back them right now? So it makes you feel like the Ravens are going to get it done. Ravens, big 14-3.
I'm with you. I think it has to be. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, it's a big number, and they're not great. And I mean, your 14-3 number is right what it could be, like 17-6, just grossness.
Gross.
But that gets it done. So I'm with you. I'll take the Ravens as well.
To the 4 o'clock slate we go. Another team rooting for the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. The Raiders, losers of 6 straight, now 2-10 on the year, hosting the team that just finds a way to get it done. The 10-2 Denver Broncos, Bo Bishop.
I saw them try to block our defense. Our defense is a little bit more aggressive up front maybe than Denver's, but it's really close. Denver's defense overall may be actually better. I just see no scenario where Vegas scores more than 10. So to me it feels like 20-10.
They're not going to play him tight again. That was the first one. They beat him like
13-10, I think.
13-10,
like that.
yeah, 10-7. It was something gross.
It might have been 10-7, yeah.
That's not going to happen twice. I'm with you. Broncos, mile high, getting ready for Gibbe's documentary to drop. They win bigly.
Next, it is America's Game of the Week, and I don't remember the last time Bears-Packers meant this much, but here we go. The Chicago Bears 9-3 on the road, visiting Lambeau Field, and the 8-3-1 Green Bay Packers. Zagora.
Chicago's on a roll. They are currently the number 1 seed in the NFC, and yet they're almost a touchdown dog.
Mm-hmm. No room at Roma Dunze.
Yes.
No Roma Dunze?
Yeah.
A touchdown dog?
Yep.
How? How is that possible? Go, Pack, go. Packers were very impressive against Detroit. I think they continue it. Jordan Love, I love you. Let's go. Pack, 30. Bears, 20.
Same. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. It's too big.
We're very similar this week, which is good, I think.
We'll either sink or swim, brother.
Now we're going to swim.
Rounding out the 4 o'clock slate, Los Angeles, the Rams, with an unexplainable loss last week on the road, try to get it back this week in the desert, taking on the 3-9 Arizona Cardinals.
That Kyler stuff is wild. How whatever happens with all of that is going to be. That's a massive story. I mean, that's what will be. I'm guessing that'll be a massive topic again. And
hey, Jacoby Brissett's just fine with us.
I mean, that could be they could be a trade partner to try to trade up to draft a quarterback. They could be a Mac Jones spot. I mean, remember Drew Petzing's there. That would seem to fit with what Drew wants to do.
I
really,
think Marvin Harrison Jr. is out for this one as well.
Rams by $1 billion. They learned their lesson. Go to the Dome, handle business.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a vengeful group after that. Yeah. Arizona's covered 2 in a row, but I'm with you. I think you get a vengeful Ram group, and they go ahead and they take care of business bigly. Ram it, 40-20.
Waiting all day for Sunday night, and you will be waiting all day for Sunday night. This is a must-win contest between the Houston Texans, 7-5, on the road at Arrowhead to take on the 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs. Segura.
Mahomes, Kelsey, Reed, backs against the wall. They have to win this game. But they don't have to win it bigly. Same. They don't have to win it bigly. They just have to win it. And they're going to. They're going to. Something like 27-21. 24.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
I'm same but same. I just think it's lower score. I think it's like 2017.
Yeah,
17-14. I just think it's going to be both these offenses right now, and the defense, especially for Houston, is legit. We'll get you our score, Big Ten championship game prediction as well coming up next. So much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. All right, here we go. Your Sunday lineup, 9 a.m. Browns game day, Ken and Gerard. 11 a.m. Browns kickoff with Andy and Tyvis. Then 1 o'clock kickoff from Huntington Bank Field with Andrew Z. and Gerard. Browns and Titans. Hello, Gibby.
Hi.
31-0.
Well, we have a game before then. Saturday night. It's the Big Ten championship.
It's immaterial. It's an exhibition.
Did you see the ticket prices, boys?
My brother-in-law has 6 in the club.
What? He should sell them and put his kids through college.
Well, the nephews are already through college. And
then he should sell them and buy them all Maseratis.
In and they're like, hey, where can we go if we ditch these tickets? And I was like, boy, you're going to the VIP room at Elmo's.
Yeah, well,
Elmo's.
Dude, it's a massive day in downtown Indy because Indiana Hoosiers play Louisville at where the Pacers play at like 2 o'clock.
It's going to be insane.
Indiana fans are taking over.
1
the
minute.
city.
1 minute.
Yeah, they're going to go home in tears.
Of course, they're why
Buckeyes.
Why is it such a big get-in for a game that?
Because it's the biggest game in the history of Indiana football.
Yeah,
they've not won a Big Ten title since 1967. They're 12-0. They're ranked second in the country. If they win, their quarterback's likely going to win the Heisman.
Yeah,
there's no precedent for it. I mean, there's just never been anything like this. No, I don't think he will. No.
Sad.
I think Buckeyes handle it.
Yeah,
like
30.
27-13 or 10 or something like that.
A beating.
I'd like that.
And we're taking
What's the line?
Too. 4. And that tells you how good Indiana is, by the way. There's only 3 or 4 teams in the country that the line would be 4 against Ohio State. The fact that they're one of them tells you that they're pretty legitimate. Enjoy your football weekend, everybody. We're back Monday to break it all down. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Bally Bet. Official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland.